So we're doing something a little bit different today.
We are. We're going to take you with us on our day trip. We're currently in Bridport, Tasmania, and we're going to do a 4-wheel drive track through the dunes, down the beach, to another town called Bellingham. And then we're going to have lunch and come back along the bitumen. So it's going to be a good day.
We'll talk about how the rugrats in the back here go on our travels and what we do to keep them entertained and quiet in the back seat.
Yeah, just sort of a bit of an insight into a day in the life of what we do a lot of the time when we're out and about.
Yeah, on a day trip and...
Yeah, so we'll show you, I don't know, how we let the tyres down, pop the tyres back up again at the end, the fridge, the dual battery, just run through a few things in our setup, and you might get a few tips out of it. So it's going to be a good day. Let's go. What do you reckon, kids? Woo! So we just hit the beach, time to let the tyres down. We use a couple of things on our travels. We've got Storm tyre deflators, so they're like just automatic ones. They're preset. I've set them myself to 18 PSI. All you do is screw them onto your valve and they just let it down. Once they hit 18 PSI, they stop letting the air out, so that's pretty cool. The other thing is just a quickie tyre deflator. Because we've got the caravan to do as well sometimes, you can just screw this on the valve, you back the Schrader valve out, pop the collar, and it just dumps the air pretty quick. You can check it there on the gauge to get it down to whatever pressure you want to run. So 2 good things, but for me, with the kids and the Whinge and Misses, I usually just use these ones. It's a lot easier. Screw them on. There you go. The air comes out till she's down to pressure and we're good to go. So while the tyres are coming down, I'll just show you this little handy book. This 4-wheel drive tracks in Tasmania has been fantastic. So it shows you every track in Tassie. It's got points of interest, it's got spots, it tells you which gates to go through, which turns to take. It's just a fantastic book, and it's helped us on our travels. This is how we found this track today, and it's going to be a good bit of fun. So pick it up. I got it from ARB in Tassie, but should be able to find it somewhere down here. Righto, so we're on the beach. One thing I do as soon as I hit the beach in our Mazda is obviously 4-wheel drive and tyres down, but I also turn off or disable the traction control. So it's just another switch down here on the dash, but if you don't, it kind of limits your traction in the soft stuff because it's always trying to regain that slipping wheel. So make sure you switch that off and you'll be happy days. So this is the start of the 4-wheel drive track here. It's a good map that shows you where to go, all the exclusion zones, a few warnings and stuff, and plenty of freaking flies too, so good spot to stop, check out where you're going to go.
So these orange markers here are set along the trail, so you just follow these and we shouldn't get lost.
Shouldn't.
We shouldn't get lost.
You're the navvy, so.
Well, I'm just following the orange marker.
It's time for Beck to have a drive.
Yep, I'm having a bit of a crack today.
She's not the most confident 4-wheel driver, so we need to get her in the seat a bit more.
But that's alright, it's actually been a good track to sort of practice on actually.
It is.
It's lumpy, it's sandy, as we throw it in the deep end, really.
She's alright, she goes alright, she just lacks the confidence, that's all.
Yeah.
She goes alright.
I get in trouble a lot.
Well, after 2 years on the road, you'd think she'd know how to put it into 4-wheel drive, wouldn't you? But anyway, that's another story.
I told you I have to physically do it to learn.
So anyway, we're teaching her all about today. So you go through a couple of sandy tracks, a bit lumpy and a bit soft, but not too much. Pretty nice drive, and then you pop out on this epic beach here. Hey, make sure you come at low tide. I reckon it'd be a bit more of a tough track if you did it on the high. But this is great. Nice flat sand, beautiful blue water. Kids are happy, we're happy.
How good are these clear view mirrors? We can tuck them in on the tight stuff on the 4-wheel drive tracks, and then when we've got the van on the back, we can push them out. Beauties.
So this is our setup in the back of the ute. Perfect for when we leave the van and go up the beach and do day trips and stuff, but got a set of storage drawers in the back. They're RV Storage Solutions ones. They go bloody well, I tell you. Got a Red Arc battery management system on the other side with a deep cycle battery, and then an MSA drop slide that fits that ARB 60 litre Elements fridge. So we've only just picked this up. This is a great thing. A lot of thought gone into this, I reckon. Some big changes from other fridges we've had. There's some nice big buckles on it. When you open it up, it's even got a gas strut inside that holds the lid up for you, which is good. And for numpties like me who forget stuff, there's a list of instructions on how it all works. But inside, the basket's awesome. You can fit 2 30 packs in if you want. of tins, so they drop straight in, and you can reverse the basket, so you can either have stuff stored up here like we've got, or there's a cutout here so you can lay down like bottles of wine for the missus and stuff up the other end. So you can it tells you everything on the dash on this one. You can check your voltage of your battery that you're running it off. You can change the temperature. It's even got a little passcode lock. So I don't mind sharing a few iron jacks, but when it comes to me Bundy tins, I'll be putting the lock on, that's for sure, to stop people stealing them. So good thing, you can put a wireless display in the back of it so you can tell the temperature of your fridge and the volts inside your car if you want. And there's an integrated fuse into the back too, so nice and safe, not going to cook your fridge. MSA drop slide's wicked because the missus hates having to reach into the back of the ute all the time, and in the old truck we used to have to slide it out and it'd still sit up really high. So this is great, easy to use, drops it down and anyone can get in there, so good thing. So in the back here, you've got the Red Arc battery management system. This is the control panel which tells you what's going on, and you can adjust it and see what voltage and everything is going on with your battery system, which is good. I've got 2 outlets there, and then the good thing I like about the Red Arc one over other systems we've had is that it's got 3 inputs. So it charges off the car with the DC to DC charger through the BMS 15, and then it's also got a 240 volt plug. So when we're pulled up at a caravan park and we're not driving much for a while, I always plug it into 240 and it gives it a proper charge. It keeps the battery at its optimum. And then I've also got a plug here, an Anderson plug, which takes my solar panel. So, and the BMS is a solar regulator itself. So all you have to do is plug your panel straight into there and it's good to go. So you've got 3 ways to keep your battery topped up, and I've got an Anderson plug in here that my fridge lives on permanently. So that's fantastic, hey? I absolutely love it. And then around this side, normally when we're at the beach, we set this up. We've got the Rhino Rack tradie platform on top, and then this is the Sunseeker awning by Rhino Rack as well. It's a 2.5 metre one that comes out. So easy to set up, takes me and the missus like 20-30 seconds. Take it down in a bit of wind if you have to, and we've got shade for us and the kids for a few hours. We're at the beach. So.
Trip with the kids, we always try to be super prepared because sometimes the 4B track you think it might take only a couple of hours, but it actually might take 3 or 4 hours. So we try to be really prepared for that and load up on lots of snacks, lots of healthy snacks for the kids because they're sort of in and out of the car the whole time.
Hungry kids binge.
That's right, we don't want bingy kids.
Make sure they've got full bellies.
Full tummies, happy kids. We also prepare lunch for them as well, so when we can pull up, we've got the fridge in the back seat. In the back of the back of the ute. So we've got the fridge there, so we can pop a heap of sandwiches and stuff in there for them as well. But as long as they're got full tummies, plenty of water, they generally just cruise along in the back here and happy to get in and out. And they love just looking out the window and seeing all the wildlife, and they love the sand dunes and stopping off at all the different beaches. So it's a good day out for everyone.
Right, and the last thing we carry is the recovery gear, as well as the Max Tracks on the roof. We've just had the new bar fitted, which has got a Warn Magnum winch in it, which is unreal. I've just been teaching Beck how to unlock it, and
really
she's going to be my rope runner, so she knows how to do that now. And then on top of that, we've got a recovery kit. Inside, it's a premium one, so you've got snatch straps, extension straps, pre-protected snatch block, gloves, shackles, so everything we need to do recoveries, especially when we're on our own. So that's a good thing. Happy days.
Done. Woo! Woo!
So we've done the track now. Last thing to do is pump up our tyres before we get back on the road. We've got an ARB portable compressor. It's a high volume one, which is what you want if you're airing up and down a lot on the tracks, because it's a real pain in the bum if you've got to inflate your tyres from like 15, 18 pounds back up to 45 or 50. If you've got one with a low output, it can take forever and it's really annoying. So these are good ones. It's portable and it's got a long enough hose that I can plug it in the back here into one of my outlets and it'll reach all 4 tyres at once. I'll go and pop them up. So that's it, that's the 4B track done. Once you hit the bitumen back out the other side, you turn right and it takes you into the little town of Bellingham where we're going now. Apparently it's a good spot to have lunch on the river. So anyway, hope that it gives you a bit of an insight into what we do. We do that heaps on our travels. We talk to locals, we go to info centres and we get like the full drive book we showed you. And we go searching and we find little tracks like that to spend the day, hang out at the beach, have lunch, kids have fun, and it's just a great way of life, and that's what we live for, doing that stuff, isn't it?
No, we love it.
We do love it. So anyway, I hope you guys got some good tips and hints and insights out of that into what we do. Send us a message if you've got any questions on the gear we got, and or info about stuff. If we can't help you out, we'll definitely put you in touch with people who can. So thanks guys, hope to see you out there. It's bloody good.